La 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 la. Oh. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. I'm Jasmine Chung, Director of Demand Generation and RevOps at Openprise, here to chat with you on RevOps and data. So what now? It's going to be a short and sweet session, so let's get right to it. So I'm sure you've heard the term RevOps come up more and more these days. It's becoming really popular and for good reasons. And before we dive into the rest of the session, let's start with this quote by Gartner. By 2025, 75% of the highest growth companies in the world will deploy a revenue operations model. 75%, that is huge. And from 2021 to 2025, I'm sure there has been an exponential growth already. So RevOps is really taking over the world and the market. And if you already have RevOps team deployed, that is great. But if you've been asking any of these questions lately, it might be a time for you to make a business case to get a RevOps team implemented. So our process doesn't work. Our data and tools are a mess, which is one that we've heard very, very often. And lastly, the team is disjointed and no one is working together. So if you or your teammate have asked any of these questions or have heard these comments, RevOps may be the way. So diving into the pillars of RevOps, the first we will go into the process. So the first foundation step of the process really starts with data hygiene. And under data hygiene, there are many components that fall underneath it, such as segmentation, normalization, dedupe. These are just to name a few. Without the proper data hygiene, your segmentation, normalization, your dedupe job will not work well, just because the data isn't correct, so the rest will not fall. After the data hygiene happens, you would want to enrich your prospects' informations or customers using a third-party database. And without data hygiene, the enrichment will not work properly. And just as territory management will not either. And under territory management, there are lead routing, lead to account matching, territory assignment, territory hierarchy, And with that, there comes grading, and to wrap everything up, to measure the success of your programs and campaign, there is attribution. So this is same thing as you cannot run or walk without learning how to crawl. This past weekend, I was on an airplane and I was sitting on the window side, looking at the wing, and there are little flaps that come up from the wing, and I noticed all the nuts and bolts underneath it, and it amazed me just to think, wow, how many pieces does it take for an airplane to be built? And without the wheel, without the engine, without all the little components and the big components that go into making an airplane or operating a car to be movable, there are foundations that need to be built right in order for the rest of the machine and the process to work. For example, you wouldn't want to ride an airplane or a car with loose parts or just things patched up together. The same thing as the process on the really laying the solid foundation of your data and the process. And we're going to dive a little deeper into the process overview. So we have sources coming from multiple locations, whether it's from Marketo, Salesforce, running a content syndication program, and they send you a spreadsheet, or you have an event where you get another spreadsheet. All the formats may be different. The columns may be different. So what do? You have to take care of the hygiene first, which is the first phase. And as I explained earlier, after the hygiene happens, you would want to enrich that information. And after that, to unify everything into one single format. And after that, you could move on to matching, segmentation, and routing. But without getting phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 done completely and with accuracy, the rest of the phases onwards will not work properly. And to continue this journey, there are matching, so lead to account matching and segmentation, routing to the right reps as fast as possible to the right person, right at the right time with the right information and the right people. And the last is the reporting. And to go further into the reporting would be something like marketing attribution for you to track what really worked and what didn't. The next I would like to go into is technology. So RevOps need a platform that is simple, agile, and scalable. So having a solution that does one and all and is able to be scalable and agile and really removes all the friction. And it's like having an extended member on your team. And that's the goal that we're looking for, to really have a holistic view on the whole platform. And imagine if the holes and the gaps were filled with point solutions. So I took this graph from Marketing Technology Landscape. This is the one from 2020. Each of different colors are different solutions. And from this article, it read that it grew once again 13.6% and now up to 8,000 MarTech solutions. And I know these bubbles are too small to read, but there are bubbles for marketing analytics and performance and attribution, marketing automation and campaign lead management, CRM. But as you can see, it is a very, very crowded landscape. So how do you choose one? And if you continue to fill the gap and holes with all these individual point solutions, it will end up like this. So this image was actually sent from one of our dear sales rep. This is a perfect representation, and our CEO, Ed King, once did a webinar where he shared the Frankentecture. So really piecing pieces and parts together to make it work, but without a stable foundation at the bottom, and really overall, it's bound to either collapse or have a lag time. The systems won't work properly, and you will have a bigger mess than you originally started with. For another example I have, my mom bought a Ninja It has a toaster oven, air fryer, even a dehydrator, and it stands up when it's not being used for least space. I mean, we have so many gadgets these days. So all in one, where we could do everything. This is what we're after, but with data and process automation with a single technology to solve it all. So let's get to the next of data. So within the pillars of RevOps, you may have heard technology, people, and process, but we firmly believe the data is the missing piece now more than ever before. Data is so prevalent, it is everywhere. I'm sure you all work with data on an everyday basis. And it is a huge chunk that all needs to work in synergy and in a harmonious way in order for you to have the best positive outcome. So we just want to remind everyone that there are building blocks to differentiate these capabilities, and with the synergy between the people, technology, process, and the data, that will eventually have an outcome to revenue and margin targets, funnel metrics, and contributions from the partners. So it'll be a natural migration into having all the positive outcomes from having a holistic capabilities and synergy between all of the components of RevOps. So the last pillar I would like to go through is the people. People are the ones that will take care of the technology, the data, and the process. So everything must start with our people to take care of each other, to take care of the needs for us to continue to grow and to collaborate, strategize, get on the even page for your discussions, and work backwards from where you want to get to where you are now, and get everyone's buy-in for everyone to be marching in one singular order and at the same speed. There's an African proverb. They say, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. And really the formula that we believe is people plus process plus data, all of those grouped times by technology equals capability, which naturally will turn into outcome. And these capabilities such as lead management, predictive case resolution, upsell, cross-sell, partner management, real-time API. So all of these capabilities will have a development to bring these specific outcomes. And as I mentioned in the earlier slides, these are your revenue and margin targets, funnel metrics, and overall contributions from your partners. So what now? Check out Openprise for more information. Visit openprisetech.com. If you want to check out some vignettes, 1 to 2 minute videos, no registration required. Here's the link. And we also have an event coming up that's run by Openprise, Open 21, December 7th through the 9th. So please join us. And also find me on LinkedIn and let's be friends. We could always share knowledge, best practices, and just say what's up. And also, please stop by our booth and request a demo with one of our reps that will be at the booth, or I will also be there for you to receive a little gift after our conversation happens. So looking forward to seeing everyone there. We hope you enjoyed this session and looking forward to meeting everyone soon. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you. attribution at Openprise. We drink our own champagne, so we use Openprise to track attribution. We put more weight on the first touch, but we definitely look at multi-touch, close touch. So we use what we have in data in Marketo, Salesforce, and Salesloft for us to track all the activities, the engagement, and for us to track the cost of opportunity, cost of touches. So that's how Openprise is currently leveraging and tracking our attribution. If anybody is interested in learning more about how we are doing it, please stop by our booth and request the demo. Thank you. And we will send out, or we will have this presentation at our booth. So if you would like a copy, please also stop by. Have a great day, everyone.